30,000 years ago, if you heard a howl outside the firelight, you did not feel curious. You felt afraid. Somewhere in the dark, a predator was circling. And you were on the menu. Out of every creature alive during the Ice Age, the mammoths, the cave lions, the giant bears, one predator did something none of the others ever did. It walked toward the fire instead of away from it. Not to attack. To stay. Today there are over 900 million dogs on Earth. They sleep in our beds. They find people buried under 10 feet of snow. They have crossed oceans with us, gone to war with us, and been buried next to us in graves 14,000 years old. None of it was planned. No tribe ever voted to adopt the most dangerous hunter on the continent. The wolves made the first move. And what happened after that changed the course of human history? 30,000 years ago, wolves ruled the northern world. They hunted mammoths, bison, elk, animals big enough to cave in a wolf's skull with one kick. Every hunt came with a price. One broken leg could be a death sentence. And then humans showed up. Weak. Slow. No claws. But humans had fire, shelter, and tools. And humans were messy. In the hardest months of winter, they left behind bones and meat at the edge of camp. To a starving wolf, that was the most reliable meal in a world where nothing was reliable. The aggressive wolves charged in and got speared. The terrified ones stayed too far back and starved. It was the calm ones, willing to sit at the edge of the firelight without flinching, who survived. And who passed that calmness on to their pups. This took hundreds of generations. Evolution runs on who survives, not who chooses. And near a human camp, the wolves who survived were the ones who were the least afraid. Genetic evidence puts the wolf-to-dog split at 20 to 40,000 years ago. The old theory, that humans hand-raised wolf pups, is now called a fairy tale by biologists. What really happened was slower nature filtering a population, one generation at a time. As those wolves grew calmer, humans noticed something useful. A wolf's nose could sort a herd in seconds to find the one animal slow enough to catch. Humans finished what the wolves started. It went beyond hunting. Wolves at the edge of camp woke before any human did. A camp with wolves nearby was measurably safer. Here is the part almost nobody tells you. When humans and wolves began hunting together in Europe, Neanderthals were already there. They had ruled the continent for hundreds of thousands of years, strong, cold-adapted, highly intelligent. 45,000 years ago, Neanderthals were everywhere in Europe. 5,000 years later, they were gone. Anthropologist Pat Shipman offered an answer. Neanderthals never formed an alliance with any animal. Modern humans had wolves. She argues that difference decided everything. Archaeologists have found wolf dogs buried beside shelters built entirely from mammoth bone. You don't build a house out of mammoth if mammoths are hard to find. Neanderthals hunted alone. Humans hunted with wolves. That gap in efficiency may be the single biggest advantage one species has ever held over another. The wolves did not just change what humans ate for dinner. They may have decided which species of human walked away with the future. And the bond never broke. Not because anyone forced it to hold. Because both sides kept finding reasons to stay. The story we usually tell about domestication is a story about human control. We tamed. We chose. But wolves never read that script. Maybe they chose us just as much as we chose them. The wolf that crept toward your ancestors' fire was not being conquered. It was making a calculation. The scraps were reliable. The humans were useful. The fire was warm. And somewhere in that quiet arithmetic, staying made more sense than running. That single decision rewired both species permanently. It decided where humans could go, what they could hunt, and how safe they were once the sun went down. And it rewired wolves so completely that their descendants now sleep at the foot of your bed, staring at you with eyes evolution built specifically to reach something inside the human brain. 2 predators. 1 fire. A choice neither side fully understood at the time. But you understand it now. So here is the question. What in your life right now feels like a wolf circling in the dark, something you've been taught to fear, that might actually be worth letting closer to the fire.